pursuit of human rights are very difficult in a political environment. And as our last speaker pointed out, you do have double standards and hypocrisy. And sadly, the Human Rights Council has become embroiled in the political interests of different countries. But having said that, one has to say that that's the best that we can get in the current period. And what we need to remember here is that in the case of Sri Lanka, the resolution is one which is co-sponsored by the government of Sri Lanka. And in fact, the international community has to be held to account for the fact that this is a resolution of the Council. Now, if you look at the polarization in the Council, you don't have new resolutions where the countries themselves are not in fact co-sponsoring or accepting of those resolutions. But it's really important for the country that member states actually know. Because remember, you're dealing with so many issues during these weeks when the Council is in session. And so the Council needs information around what's actually happening. And if you have the absence of the kind of advocacy which actually paints a real assessment of the facts on the ground, then you might see a very different result. And the reason, of course, even though it may be imperfectly phrased, as Stephen Rapp points out in his press statement, these, the High Commissioner's report, as well as Sri Lanka's own consultation team, have made it very clear that you should not set this up without international involvement. And the reason for that is the question of trust. Can you trust a system in which you still don't have a penal law which has taken into account serious crimes? How will you prosecute them under the existing law? And secondly, if you don't have independent prosecutors and judges who are trusted by the community who is the most affected, I think you are not going to see justice at all. And so all of those things, I think, are important as to why you need involvement. In terms of the rollback by the government, I think that's really the job of civil society, to do more advocacy with member states, with different countries, and to make sure that even assistance to Sri Lanka is conditional on beginning to deal with the implementation of the resolution. There are a lot of processes happening, but I think that the kind of advocacy that we saw in the period just after the conflict, that is not the same pitch now. And so there's a lot more of that that needs to be done. And only all of you can do that. We can do a little by documenting, but at the end of the day, the voices that need to be heard must come from Sri Lanka as well. Thank you.
I think we have